are struggling in this current patch here just because of how teams have gotten so much time during our quarantine segment. In this game, we had a small hiatus before coming to this week. A lot of teams has already adapted to the playstyle here, and Geek was one of the most highlighted team just because of how quickly they were able to adapt to the meta and how quickly they were able to snowball their way through, tying up the points here. So I wouldn't be surprised if Resurgence has a reply for Geek, but at the same time, currently Geek, they're known to be versatile. They have strong hero pools. I'm looking forward to see what kind of drops they're going to be bringing to the table. But as of now, first phase ban Cloud, Barca on the second one, Selena being picked up from Resurgence, and it seems to me Carry is going to be, picked here again, I guess. Is it going to be a carry pick, or are we going to see a Link?
Uranus. I've seen an Ozorovic on Uranus, but I don't know. Ling is kind of a gamble hero, especially because he's too squishy. He's good when it comes to split pushing, but he needs a lot of fun, just like how Carry does, which you need to buy him more time. We do know Fate is very comfortable when it comes to Claude, Carry, and also Hayabusa there, so they can make a lot of space here if they want it for Geek Fam. Like we said before, they are very, like you mentioned also, Terrence, or IC Baby 1-2. That's a lot. Can I just call you Terrence instead? Or IC Baby, but you're not a baby. But then, okay, back about the game. Okay, the thing is about Carry and Geek Fam, they are actually very fast when it comes to adapting to the meta or a new strategy coming out any patch, because how big of a hero pool they can play. They can just throw any hero that they want to and just get adjusted to it. While Resurgence straight away locking up Camilla and Uranus, they have been playing a lot of these heroes yesterday. They will take Sicilian as one of the combo push in this kind of lineup too. So will they ban it out for Geek Fam? Because Natalia obviously got loose here, so they will take and just lock that one out. You know how good it is, Natalia, these days with that revamp, right?
Yeah, definitely. I like how they actually made the revamp for Natalia, where you can actually kind of go invisible straight without even actually going into a proper push in this regards. But at the same time, the Hunt spell is not exactly my favorite. But at the same time, just because instead of having one, the Hunt, you can actually have two instead of one. So basically, it's just so much burst damage here. And catching teams who's behind off guard is going to be the key component here coming from Geek Fam. However, on the right side here, Resurgence is going to be picking up the Kimi here. A little bit of aggression here. They have the Uranus, they have the Kimi, they have the Camilla as well. Very strong early rotations here. But Geek Fam, I'm not sure if they can actually deal with it here, but at the same time, they're going to be focusing on towards the hyper carry threat. So, I don't know. I like the Natalia pick for Geek Fam, and I feel like they might be able to win this, just having Natalia just going crazy. But anything can go, but like you called it, Chuchu, banning of the Sicilian, just because they are so afraid of the Moonlight Boss combo.
No, I don't think that's actually what they're scared of. I think what they're scared of right now is how good Resurgence taking the heroes that can zone out everybody they need. We're looking at buff with Camilla, also with that Crimson Blood to make sure that she got regen straight away for Camilla. And Uranus is just really tanky. You've seen this guy before. And that Jawhead, really good when it comes to eject people out of Kimi's way. So how will they reach to Kimi? Aside from that jumping coming out from that Kufra, I think he's just taunting around for Zon. This won't be a funny game, because especially with that much CC coming out from Resurgence, that ejector, there's also that charging coming out from the Jawhead, also coming out with the Bloodbath. I don't think they want to lock with that, but yep, there you go. Last instantly will be pop in this game, because they will be locking into Xbox, and Gushin is one of the most forgotten heroes these days.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time here, I'm a little bit worried here for Geek Fam just because of how squishy their draft is here. They don't exactly have very, very strong tank heroes as compared to what Resurgence have. Look at this. They have the Jawhead, they have the Trainer, and this time they have the DP as well. So they don't have a lot of physical damage here, but it's going to be fully on the mark bench. They're all on Kimi right now.
I have to agree with you on that. It's a really gamble draft that coming out from Geek Fam, which is all burst damage. But before that, we're going to see Dave, Toes, and Rose each other out to see what they have to say against each other.
And especially you, Zon, you like to teleport, you like to taunt, I hope you can do that in our competition.
To Resurgence, I can only see the Bigatron player in your team.
Azora Becky, you know, his face is like a very good face with a very innocent look, and then he's saying that, and it's like, for me personally, I don't find it intimidating because how his facial expression looks like. But yeah, that's fine.
He's got a good jab though. You gotta give it to him. He put it on point.
That punchline is really punching it out, but the way he expresses is just okay. But finally, we go into the game right now, Terrence. Oh, I see how things going for these two teams so far.
Well, so far so good. Apparently, Geek Fam is not going to be going for the hyper carry strategy here. They're going to rely solely on dominance making the plays in this regards here. RSG not going to be playing a hyper strategy as well, so going to be playing a casual old school game. I've not seen a game in not playing the hyper in so long. Juju, I've not seen a game without hyper.
But wait, Terrence, look at this. There are 3 flame shots on the side of Resurgence.
Well, they have an extra kill too, so why not, right?
Yeah, and then with the game, where they came at that point, they can make it 4. You know, the maximum overcharge can just count it as another flame shot with that kind of range. So yeah, they have 4 flame shots basically, but we've seen they played this kind of lineup before. They are based on Kimi and making sure Kimi with that hyper carry is a little bit of risky move, but Zon got found out here. He will pull back. There's no way out at that. And look at how many skills they drop on that. Suddenly all 4 men on top here. And Zon cannot be too nasty or too naughty in this game because Resurgence really is on alert mode.
Yep, definitely. And at the same time as well, I agree, the flame shot is going to be disgusting here because right now Fig's going to get focused down as well. Same goes for the Digi. Jason is going to pick him out. Sana is going to try and set up for another team fight potentially here because the rest of the Resurgence are already out top. Geek Fam, you have to be a little bit careful. Arts is going to be dealing with LY4 down bottom here, but on the top side, you can see Becky getting a kill there, taking off Sana with his overt aggression here. So it seems to me Geek Fam is going to be victorious here, but Zon from the side catches off Jason. Jason does not have the journey here, and Gushin gets flame shot instead, and Dominus unable to finish off Jason. Nicely done there coming from Jason.
With the bouncy and the emote, he's really playing the mind game for Zon, and they know when it comes to mind games, Resurgence is actually one of the best team having the most strength with their minds. But Zon keep on being flamed with so many shots there. Flame shots everywhere. It's all about flame shots, guys. This is the game of flame shots. What MLBB? It's flame shots all over the place.
Yep, it's not just the flame shots as well, because currently Becky is looking for a kill. Sana gets countered out. Dominance goes for the hunt as well. They will person down here. It seems to be the double assassin strategy for Geek Fam is going to work out for them. And Resurgence, they have to be a little bit careful here. You can see Zorn being a small nuisance towards Sing here as Sing tries to apply the pressure, trying to push the tower. Unfortunately to say, Geek Fam has so much physical damage as compared to Resurgence here, because currently tower objective is going to be Geek Fam's gameplay right now, and Zorn is going to buy a little bit of time. He's going to go down eventually. He's buying so much time, but at the same time, he will eventually go down for the count.
He actually buy more time than he's supposed to be, because they are getting that kill on top, aside from getting that tower as well. While bottom and looking at 2 semi-fighter and also a tank LY4 against Arts here, while the rest of the team trying to catch up to the pushing of the lanes for the side of Resurgence. We're talking about divide and conquer again. But there you go, Zon. When it comes to this, he's really good when it comes to baiting people to chase him out. All focus on him. Culminated Reaper already done on that Gushin, but he needs more than that to make a explosion of bursting damage out from inside of that hero. But there you go, Zon trying to jump it out, but at the same time being pulled by Digi. And there you go, the splash damage done by Sink. Sink, yeah. At the same time, there's a lot of shots coming out from Sing C. He's trying to get one more with that block ball already stunned on him. Even he jack at that. And Zon, he will cancel that jump right at that moment. Almost lost a lot of people to the trade to nil in the side of Resurgence. No trade-off and more into the side of Resurgence here. They're getting into Turtle Pits and getting that Turtle being slain. None other than Hyper Carry Sing C or Sink. in case it's an issue for you guys.
Nicely done there, Resurgence. The flame shot definitely did so much work. Zorovecki was immediately bursted down just then and there, and Geek Fam, they are not ready to fight this year, and they're trying to buy as much time as they can for their itemizations. And unfortunately, say Zorn being the only tankiest heroes right now is not exactly the greatest situation Geek Fam is, and they have to buy enough time to actually fight against Resurgence. However, Resurgence, they're not going to let that happen. They have the Kimi. They're going to try and end this game here. See, he's going to apply pressure. Tower getting focused down here, but this tier 1 is still standing. Dominus trying to find the opportunity here, but unfortunately, say they have the time journey available from Jason, so they have to be worried about this Digi very soon. But it seems to me Arts is just completely ignoring the Resurgence teams here just because they have to deal with LY4 down bottom. But it seems to me Resurgence, they're just choking Geek Fam in a tough spot right now.
And that Digi is really a handful. Time journey and reverse time is one of the things they should watch out for. And back about Resurgence here, Sana trying to go Cini because apparently they're trying to go for Zorovecki, who actually always on invisibility cloak all the time. While on bottom, we're looking at LY4 being chased here by 3 heroes, maybe 4 at that point. At the same time, Zorovecki try to buy time for the team. That flame shot will not hit anybody. And at this point, they are kind of still a 50-50 game. It's but it's game because we can see the map control on both teams kind of similar towards each other. And now Digi and I think it was LY4 still defending for the rest of KTP and Sync trying to go and find a pickoff, which apparently is straight into retreat mode. It's Geek Fam.
I like how Geek Fam is just giving up all the lane control to Resurgence just because how Resurgence is their objective is pretty much to snowball their game, and Geek Fam, they're just pushing their way through, trying to drag this into the late game, and it's been working out so far. However, Resurgence, once again, they're going to be taking a second turtle potentially. Geek Fam, they're not going to be contesting this year because right top here, they're going to kick off LY4 and he's going to go down, and now tier 2 is going to be up for grabs up top as well. So it's going to be a small consolation prize as well up top, and Fix only having a red buff, and they're going to disengage from this fight just because of how Resurgence is going to be applying the pressure down mid as well. You can see Art going to be using the Insanity as well, clear the creep wave. Zorn setting up for the slam as well. Seems to me not going to be happening, and Geek Fam going to be taking the red buff available for Fix once again. And KZP, slowly but surely, they are struggling here from Resurgence, and Singh is doing all in his power as the Kimi to take down those towers as quickly as they can. But unfortunately, say Geek Fam is just faster.
The thing is, I like the fact they are very textbook Geek Fam. How they cope with this is that they try to trade it down to 0 again. The moment they lost something, they gain back something. It downs the skill back to where it's supposed to be balancing both teams. But at the same time, now they're giving way too much towards Resurgence. They're having the blue buff for the moment, getting the towers, getting the kills, but Geek Fam just pretend to favor. But at this point, they lost a bit when it comes to that buff. Dominus really needs that blue buff, and he doesn't have it right now. He needs a cooldown, he needs a burst, and that will actually cost him a lot in this game. That will be impacted because he cannot go aggressive without that blue buff. On the side note that bottom lane already pushing, Zorovecki is trying to focus more into distracting the team, the other side of the team, which is Resurgence, to focus on him while he's flag push, but the rest of the team will take whenever they need to engage on another fight here, which Zorovecki will be the victim. A little bit late follow-up on the side of Geek Fam. They're trying to get that loophole covered back, but at the same time, it's a little bit too late. It's more taking damage, and the damage upon on Resurgence is a no joke for the side of Geek Fam. They are forced to retreat for now, and we're looking at Geek Fam kind of crawls into their base bit by bit and kind of being crippled in every lane for now. So they have not much room to work with.
Oh, that's not for now, because currently KCP almost get focused down, instantly comes with a pause as well, and it seems to me that is the opening that Geek Fam needed here, just because of how Zorovecki was picked off early on in top side, and they know that Resurgence needs to deal with this Natalia just because of how split push Geek Fam can do. And like compared to the heroes coming from Resurgence, Kimi is the one that clears the creep waves the fastest, and they are trying their best to just snowball their way through. But Geek Fam, they are not ready to take a 5-man team fight. You can see that they don't exactly have tankiness of what Resurgence has. Like they have Uranus, They have the Diggy, which is kind of tanky as well. They have the Camilla as well. And it's kind of hard for Geek Fam to fight into that with having just Kufra as the singular tank. And they need to drag this game a little bit longer and potentially go for pickoffs. And you know Geek Fam is all in for nothing. And as soon as the late game comes into effect, carry is just going to snowball everyone in these team fights.
Exactly what the point I'm going to point out right now is that the more they drag the game for Resurgence, it's jeopardizing their win here, because we do look at Kimi is the only damage output they have on the side of the team, and when it comes to marksman, it's not even a pure marksman. The point is a semi-hybrid marksman we're having on Kimi, and we do know when late game that carry will slay every single person that is along their way here. But at the same time, Fig is not as much, not having that farm as much as Kimi for now, with 0-2 on his scoreboard, and also being slowly closing the map towards the side of Resurgence, having that dominance over this map. It's hard for him to get the farm going on for his side.
Resurgence, they're trying to go for the setup here. We have KCP in the front here. You can see trying to opening up the map here. Dominus goes for a burst, but Dominus, whoo, that is gotta hurt. The bomb, the maximum charge here coming from Sync just immediately takes him out less than half here, but the doors are going to be knocking down full here. Geek Fam, they can't defend this here. Us again, once again, you're going to be using the ultimate to clear the creep wave, and it's worked out. And RSG, they have forced to back off here and push another lane. Once again, Kozoroveki almost getting scouted out from the flame shot here as well. Resurgence using it as a scouting tool right then and there.
And now Ozoroveki kind of scratching his head. I think he's scratching his head literally, because he has so many things to do. Look at how the wave slowly pushing into the base of Geek Fam. At the same time, the towers are really a lot to handle with. We're looking at Geek Fam only got 3 towers out of all the towers they have to offer for Resurgence, while Resurgence towers kind of slowly sweeping off all the maps there is. We're looking at only Inhibitor Tower on the side of Geek Fam base. There none other tier 2 towers actually standing up for their side, taken down by a Resurgence at this point. Looking at Ozoroveki try to cut the wave, but at the same time, do they have enough men to handle this wall coming up very soon on bottom lane? Because we look at 3v4 at this point with no more Ozoroveki, not even Zon to actually play the front line. The immortality being popped up for Arts down there. Ozoroveki trying to catch up to LY4, but you know it's almost impossible to chase LY4 when he just used his Consecration Dead ultimate.
Yep, and as of now here, the lanes are pushing in. Resurgence, they're thinking about closing out the game as well. They're leading the economy game as well in this particular year. And Geek Fam, they need Wacky to actually open up the map a little more, and unfortunately say they can't, and I'm not sure how they're going to be defending against this, but Resurgence, if they get 1 or 2 lucky kills here on the Geek Fam, and that's going to be over, as Fix still lacking in terms of buff here, but seems to me RSG is going to wait it out here to try and camp potentially the buffs and focus on towards the Lord here. As Sing trying to focus it down here as RSG. They're in perfect prime position right now to deal with Geek Fam. And Geek Fam, you can see on the minimap as well, Vicky is going to be pushing down bottom here, but unfortunately say they do get a consolidation prize by taking out LY4 up top.
It's down to Veki responsibility to catch Sing C or Sing at this point. The only person to can actually make his way towards the backline. And one more thing, we're waiting for Fix to actually show his significance in the game. He needs to show his functionality when the moment he got himself that kill, but he still didn't manage to land any kills and only finished a Rose Gold Meteor at this point. Is it enough for that burst damage coming up from that carry? Because we're looking at it's already in the late game here, but he still hasn't got that farm yet so far, and he needs more time. Can they buy more time for the side of Geek Fam team?
It's going to be tough here, because right now the Lord is going to be knocking down from the bottom side as well. LY4 died earlier prior to that, but he's already back in position, and Resurgence, they're in prime position to knock into this here. Art's going to be using the Insanity as well. Instantly gets focused down and pulls out, and he's going to go down for the count here. There's no way he could actually finish off Insanity, and the Lord is dropping down almost 2 bars here. Zon with the Insanity trying to buy a little more time here, but RSG going to be knocking on the tier 2 here. The Lord goes down, Zon is there. You have the monster, his Iron Drink is there, but Diggy will pop the journey time to immediately disengage this fight, but RSG, they're in prime position, almost full HP. Kimi gets with the truncate up, but Dominus will clean out two here. Same goes for Becky, the double assassin is working out, but not tanky enough. As you guys see, the rest members from Resurgence, it's going to be taking this first game with only the 3 tanks alive. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful stuff coming in from Resurgence, taking full use of the timing. And I think prior to draft spell, we did talk about this. Same time, you know, the Uranus seems to be the hot pick here. But at the same time, I was definitely surprised that Geek didn't go for the hyper carry strategy. Considering that, like, they actually picked the Cushion as the final pick, which was kind of weird because Cushion definitely needs the blue buff, right? So Geek was definitely struggling in all fronts in terms of drafts as well. But Resurgence seems to me they have a lot of flexibility in terms of their multi-role position as well. They have a lot of heroes that they can play coming from Resurgence. And seems to me they're going to be prioritizing the Uranus here and Resurgence. You know, I think Resurgence is kind of like on the same page with you right now, Juju. Like Uranus first pick, you know, carry, it's okay. There's still Cloud, there's still Ling, there's still so many other heroes that can play this.
Yeah, but then that gives me a big question. A bigger question is that, is it really not as strong as before to have a mid laner which is consists of mage like how we used to play? Is it all the way hyper carry? Because like you said, they had that Gusion for the mid laner for Geek Fam in the game first. The first game just now kind of going downhill for that. So is it really do we really have to switch to all hyper carry games after this based on that?
Well, it might happen like that, but you know, I think just now, like Game Award was pretty much a demonstration of how Gusion is still a strong pick, but the hyper strategy is stronger in a way. But I feel like I feel like there was not much of a hyper coming from Resurgence there, just because of how tanky they were. They don't exactly have anything to hyper, but at the same time, they needed the carry to go hyper, but at the same time they need blue buff of a Gusion. But every time, like Gusion doesn't need a blue buff or something like that, you can see Resurgence was just punish through. So when you asked me that question, it was so hard for me to answer because like there's just so many
possibilities
and possibilities coming from the draft themselves. So it's hard to actually define what's better and what's not. But for me, they just don't have enough front lines from Geek, that's all. But seeing how now they have the Carmilla, maybe they could do a little bit better this game.
And straight away they are burning out. They really don't like Sicilian to go with Camilla. That's mean coming up with these guys. You know how these lovers are trying to get back to each other. You have to deny their presence and destiny there. But with the banning out Diggy, we can surely see why they banned that one. That is kind of obvious with that last game just now. And speaking of which, well, I do agree with Terrence. Anything can happen. It's open to all heroes. Interesting. But yep, that's why we are on the cusp of death, right, Terrence or Icy Baby? Because we cannot know which one is better based on their performance. They have to actually have the teamwork and then the combination to be executed well. If not, no matter how good of a player or how good a hero will be, it's pointless.
You know what we got? We got the Aurora.
I'm looking forward for this.
Really? Like, I thought you were excited with Aurora. You know, like you know.
I love it, but
I think you're on the same train with me for the Aurora.
But who will Aurora buzz? You tell me, except for L14. We do know that Melina Gift on the side of Nana can just run away from this. Well, all the other heroes are, I don't think can be buzzed on one shot unless it's proven otherwise. We're talking about Aurora. Can this Aurora play as a pure damage Aurora? Will it be just a support? We have to wait and see.
I think the whole point of the Aurora is kind of like to mark actually the Jawhead as well as the Atlas from doing something too rampant. He comes close, immediately frost him. You can't immediately go for ejector. You can't go for the RKO. I feel like that's pretty much the main objective of having the Aurora in that pickup here. But seeing how the draft is, I feel like in terms of frontline, Geek has a little bit more frontline now. But I'm still liking the Uranus pickup still.
I know, right? That Uranus is really a bugger. I mean, like a nuisance for every single player that you have to fight against. But that's okay. We was talking about Jawhead just now. You can, yes, you can freeze that Jawhead, but you do know the Unstoppable Force is really immune to anything when it's charging in. So that's what I kind of question. And the moment you're trying to throw on smart missiles as well, you can have a little bit of that, you know, shield coming out with that mega suppression at the same time. So you're gonna have to wait and see how Geek can play this one out. Will they take game number 2, or will it be RSG winning 2-0 against the Malaysian powerhouse? We're down to game number 2, Resurgence versus Geek Fam. Drop your predictions on the comment, but we're gonna see Sync C or Sync try to play 2v1.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
What?
Since he's playing tank, okay,
Well,
okay.
what do you mean bleeding? He plays Purify, and that's a support emblem at that too, and that spams really gives him a lot of gold coming in. But at the same time, look at mid lane Resurgence trying to fight against each other to just get that Wanderer off. That buff.
Well, Chu, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so used to watching CNC playing mage role, and seeing him playing on the tank role, I'm like, huh, LY4 played it too, but I think, okay, what? Okay.
Well, maybe he's trying to go aggressive.
Okay,
Maybe he's trying to go as aggressive player because of that emblem coming up from the support. Every single time you actually spam and land it on the enemy, you will get extra gold. And with you being a very farm up Uranus, you can actually kill somebody with that too. So
yeah, fair enough in that regards. But at the same time, you know, relying on the 5 mass strategy here, the bottom pack of the draft is usually the one that needs to scale a lot in terms of economy to be able to pull the lead into the later stage game. And I feel like having the Avarice is just fantastic on towards the Uranus, especially coming to the meta with playing 5 mass in this regards. However, Geek Fam, are they gonna let this slide? That's the question here, because right now Resurgence, they're gonna make sure LY4 is uncontested in terms of buff. Now with the hyper carry threat, Geek Fam, they're in some serious trouble.
at the same time, we're looking at 3 Purify coming up from Geek Fam as well. That's just to counter KZP's better link later on if he jumps in with that Atlas. But can they actually land that in the first place? And Dominus plays a huge part in this game because he will be the one who counterattack whatever Resurgence have to show. But if he got caught first, that's an easy kill coming up from Resurgence because they don't have a pure CC or locker or somebody to lock them up in an ice later on. So Dominus really have to play this very safe. We're talking about staying at the back line as far away as possible, but not too far to actually land those freezes on.
Yep. At the same time here, Dominus is gonna try to buy a little bit more time here, get up those levels to actually burst his role into his later game. But so far, Geek Fam, they're just playing a situation where they don't exactly want to overfed LY4 and Resurgence. They know they're very strong right now, and I feel like it's the best possible way right now is to just take a chill pill before Sync goes out of control on the Uranus, before LY4 goes out of control from Resurgence. And at the same time, you cannot give too much map control away. So it's kind of like a balance. They are in a situation where they are on a thin thread where you have to be just enough, just a little bit enough, not too much overextension, not too much back to actually buy enough time for Resurgence, for Geek Fam to come online. But Resurgence, they know they are on the thin line. You know what? You know, we gotta take the chainsaw out. You know, it's now or never. And I feel like this is gonna be a situation where it's Resurgence decisions is going to be deciding the tempo of this entire game against Geek Fam.
But that's the thing. If you focus and try to shut down Uranus, you know this is the hero. That's one of the tankers aside from Atlas out there that you need more than one person to shut him down. And you focus too much on Uranus, you give too much space for the marksman to carry for the enemy team. So how can they actually get out from the but Pyro Rage is a perfect landing and setting up at that. That's a JPL trying to throw everybody into the tower, but look at that Purify. Just cancel and nullify whatever they have to setting up from the side of Resurgence there. Nice peek off coming up from Geek, but they need to maintain this consistency because they are trying to pick another fight for Resurgence here. Going in with a perfect match, but that canceled out everything because Sana is a little low and need to go back to the base.
Yeah, that's a really nice kill there as well, because getting the kill on those L14 is going to slow down this aggression, and that's exactly what Geek Fam needs right now, and it's worked out for them. I agree, but they forced out 2 Purifies as well as 2 Flickers coming from Geek Fam, but I think it's definitely worth it here. Taking out the LY4, getting a kill, getting a tower as well, objective, trying to scale better into his later stage is the objective here. And Arts almost get focused down. You can see Sana is a little bit excited right there as he tries to go for the kill into his real one. Unfortunately, a little bit too far off with the push, but however, Zoroveki is going to get focused down from Sing. He's a little bit too tanky. He can actually go in for the dive if he wants to, and seems to be Sing is going to go for it. One more hit, and he will get a solo kill up by Cincy.
Okay, the thing is, I have to agree on Uranus when it comes to one of the strongest hero in lane if you 1v1. But it's a 2v1, then it's a different state there because Uranus cannot go against 2 heroes. But now who will get this turtle? This is a really crucial turtle. We're talking about us straight away calling out that Phantom Steel and throwing a lot of ejection on Dominus. But Snipe return counter attack by Zong with that Tyrant's Range. They're trying to finish everybody off. With Fix trying to open up with that Blazing Duet counter attack them just now. Nice coming back for Geek Fam. Counter attack with the Tyrant's Range. Zon made it right at the right time, right place, the right moment they needed to be to land that Blazing Duet by Fix there. So that wasn't doing well for Resurgence who picks that fight over that turtle. Is it worthwhile to trade so many people over that singular objective?
That was a nice play there coming from Arts as well. Like as soon as he took the turtle, he has the turtle buff, he was just able to do out so much damage, and on top of the Phantom Steel, he was just doing pure damage throughout the entire team fight. Resurgence could not fight that here. They needed Sing to be in that fight if they want to stand a chance, but at the same time, Sing needs to apply the top lane aggression here, and I agree. Zorn's Tyrant's Rage, beautiful, beautiful stuff indeed. However, Resurgence, they've lost 2 times already on LY4. He's died twice already on the carry, and this is not working out at all for this hyper carry coming from Resurgence.
It feels like it's all the reverse just now. What happened? And now we're back to Sing trying to fight against Zon. I like to see these 2 guys trying to get each other out, but Sing are being baited. It's actually being baited by none other than Zon just now, who bought so much time to follow up to that damage. But Zon, well, when he run, bouncing ball away. At the same time, Camilla just arrived back. He tried to stun somebody with the block buff, get one out, but there's no follow up because the rest of Geek Fam back into a retreat mode. We're talking about bottom try to split push and steal away that red buff out of Resurgence's hand. Can the rest of Resurgence trying to catch up to what they're trying to do, but all hands on deck that we can see Resurgence can secure that one now. But at the same time, full freeze ready on that Aurora. Dominus trying to pick off somebody whenever they show themselves out in the open there. So it's now on average we try to get a pick off in the mid lane, but kind of hard with no follow up even if you freeze somebody.
At the same time here, Sing gonna go for a little bit split push here, but LY4 has already died twice so far. Geek Fam full of aggression here, but Sana gets a nice pick up down bottom as well, taking up Dominus, but that's gonna be 1 kill. Arts pops the Phantom Steed here, but Resurgence, they can't seem to catch up this freaking Death Horse right now, because right now Arts is just out of control, I guess. Resurgence can't seem to be controlling the entire tempo right now because Resurgence is, I don't know, like I'm so not used to seeing Cincy play this tank role because I'm so used to seeing him mage, but it's been a really tough call here coming from Resurgence, honestly.
Yeah, I do kind of question that the same thing, but I think since he can turn things around, Sing can turn things around. If only he can have extra person to help him with, which is now Jason now does arrive, but at the same time, straight away going for a retreat mode for Geek. The moment they saw it's more than one person, and they are actually exposing themselves too much. Bottom lane trying to wait for the right opportunity to go in. Do they have enough damage on the side of us? They're coming in with the Panthers to finish off straight away. That Jawhead is nowhere to be seen. Sana is going back to the base, and now Jason is trying to run that. Arts is just rampaging while we're talking about this guy on that barbell horse is really killing a lot of people along the way. And now Dominus trying to run away because there's also Atlas alongside of that, and Purify being used by Arts and Fix already. So they need to play safe in case KZP will actually land that Fatal Links on the side of Resurgence.
Yep. At the same time here, Geek Fam, they managed to push Sing back into the base as well, and Geek Fam's going to focus on this tier 2 here. Fix has not died a single time, however, he does have his golden staff available already, and this is where things are getting a little bit tough here for Resurgence, because in terms of damage output wise, the only physical damage here is going to be from LY4, and also from Jason, who's going to be using on the mid damage here. Though don't exactly have a lot of AoE or damage burst in this up-to-come team fights, and Geek Fam, they perfectly understand this, and Arts is on 5 kills and he's already in towards the later stage of the game. 9 minutes in the mark here. Itemization is just beautiful coming from Geek Fam as well. They have the Bloodless Axe available onto the Steel one, and I don't think Resurgence can actually take him down anytime soon unless he overcommits himself. But it all comes down to LY4 carrying the entire game right now, and 2 deaths on him is not a great start here for Resurgence at all.
And on the side note, I see the thing is they have 2 hyper carry, not just one. We're talking about Arts and also Fix. Did you see how much damage that dealt by Fix? As now the moment you walk into that turtle, straight away finish it off, and he's not even engaging in any war so far yet for Fix. Only couple of, maybe just 3 times there, aside from Arts, who have been rampaging all over the place. But yep, they need to shut down 2 heroes now, not just one, because we're talking about 2 very late game heroes that already too fat right now.
Yeah, then they're so far ahead, and it seems to me Resurgence, they're struggling to set up any kind of pickoffs here, because if you pay attention to this, like their only setup is Sana and KZP, and because they have like 3 Purifies, they can't exactly overextend too much, because they have to somehow bait out those Purifies before actually engaging some of these fights. But the burst is just insane. Like, look at how Dominus was able to just destroy Sana just behind just like that. But look at this, Fantasy comes in. Here comes KZP with an RKO, but doesn't seem to have enough damage here. Dominus almost gets focused down. Sana is there. Zord is from the side as well, but here comes Fix from the back, going for the Blazing Duet, takes down 2, not 1, but 3 as well, and Zord almost paid for his life, but that's gonna be a nice engagement here from Resurgence, but not gonna be enough here because Fix OHP.
I have to give it a hats off to Zord just saying that initiation come out from him right on top of that last minute buff, and even steal it away from the hands of Resurgence, pinning down 2 or 3 people in that Tyrant's range. That was enormous win come out from Geek Fam, and this opened up a lot of space for them to get this Lord secured. No way they will contest down the side of Resurgence there. They don't have that status just now. So now Fix will march with Lord with the rest of Team Geek Fam. How will they shut this down? It's a big wave coming up from Geek Fam's side. And the towers, they not even take down 1 tower. For Resurgence, their towers are being wiped, but on the side of Geek Fam, a little bit scratched on the top, half of it gone for HP, but the rest of the tower is still up and alive. Did not even take. They cannot even touch the towers now.
Chu, I gotta ask you, how is that a little bit scratched up top? It's less than half.
I do see a little bit half, but yeah, it's a scratch because they have to push so much to just get that tower. At the same time, the base is being pushed in by none other than Geek Fam, which is already huge with that accompanied by Lord at the same time. There you go, Zon trying to charge it up and setting things for the team. Nice setup there, but look at that! That Fatal Links really did a lot for the side of Resurgence. They taking it too far. We're talking about all Purify being used on the side of Geek Fam, but still managed to open the gates to Resurgence base there. That was really a risky move, but they didn't catch KZP onto that charging in by Zone just now, and it caused them a lot on the side of Geek Fam.
That was a beautiful Tyrant's Rage here. However, a little bit of overextension here because he managed to catch Sing Si while he's actually dodging his way through. So great game sense coming from Bison, but unfortunately say no follow-up available, and somehow Resurgence manages to punish that and able to take down the Lord. But fortunately to say, things would have gotten way worse here from Resurgence, and because of that, they're still in the game here because they managed to defend against this Lord here. And slowly but surely, Resurgence, they are going to be having those items up here because currently level Y4 is already on the 9k net worth mark, and he's going to try and build a little bit more items before as he tries to pull back into his game here because Resurgence, they are super tanky right now. And Geek Fam, they have to be extremely careful into the next few fights to come here. And Sword is going to go for the setup here. It seems to be they know exactly where 60 is, and he's going to try to focus out. Uranus pops the ultimate, immediately gets disengaged. Wow. But here comes the RKO, goes for Red behind, and from the back, and so Art will finish off this seat. And how are they going to finish him off here? Nice catch on towards the players here, and JVP will get finished off as Geek Fam with a beautiful initiation from Zorn. Here comes the Winter Trunket from Jason. Can't seem to finish ball, and he has disengaged here. Molina is still available, and Geek Fam, they're half HP. They catch 2, and will they go for more? Because now they're going to be knocking onto the crystal right now. As the crystal getting focused out here, Geek Fam going to be thinking about ending this game here. But from the side, Sana going to be focused on the Cloud, and they will kill out the Cloud. Same goes for the retreat as well, because LY4 is still alive. He's going to kill them all right now. Arts is going to do his best here. Ejector is there going to give LY4 a little bit more damage here. LY4 takes them all down, and Geek Fam are getting pushed back. LY4, he's making a comeback here as Resurgence. They are not letting this off the side here. Molina being popped up, and Jason comes on at the edge, and RSG, they're making a comeback. Double kill for him. Sana from the side. Where did he come from? Goes in for the dive. Almost taken on Ozoroveki, but unfortunately, he won't lose his life, and RSG manages to defend against this. Oh my goodness, Choo.
They always say themselves just now, the moment they took out that one singular car wheel at the back there, with 1 minion only left for Geek Fam, that's where everything turned south so fast for the side of Geek Fam. We're talking about they were really glorifying the moment they're winning that war, and then they lost it instantly because of what that one crit being finished off by Resurgence. And now Resurgence are running between the tails there because they are actually having problem when it comes to bursting out damage. Only LY4 to be the one to giving out a lot of damage output. On the side of Geek Fam, on the other hand, we're talking about Arts and Fix. Both of them are just destroying every single Resurgence along the way. But now it's down to this one particular lot. If they get it for Geek Fam, they need one more lot to actually come back from this. Unless if a whole team wipe on Geek Fam side, they can actually just finish the game altogether. But if Geek Fam get this lot, it will be the end for Resurgence for game number 2.
Definitely here, but Resurgence right now, they have to find out this opportunity here because right now they have a small breeder here. Ozoroveki going for the dives here from the side. LY4 dropping his HP, half HP. Big Sponsor blazing to where to take down the Joy. They're looking for more, but from the side behind, Stink is there. But LY4 is still alive. Art is going to try and go for the dive here as well. And LY4 eventually gets taken down. No, actually, LY4 will take Art down instead, and he's still alive. However, 3 men down. As long as LY4 is still alive, Geek Fam is going to have a really, really tough time dealing against this carry. However, right now, the Lord is going to be focused down right here as Fix is going to be there. But from the bottom side here, Zorn, they catch one. LY4 will get posted down instead. Perfect catch here from Zorn. And RSG, without LY4, is going to have this ball for free.
Okay, what happened just now, a little bit of recap where how did Arts die? He was chasing LY4 all the way. Well, we're looking at Fix focusing too much on the tank, which is Sync or Sync C. So they need both individuals here, Fix and also Arts, to finish off LY4 from the back, who easily dash away to run from that engagement. But now the moment they shut down LY4, like I mentioned before, they have no more damage output dealer on the side of Resurgence. They need to have a secondary damager on the side of Resurgence, which is none other than here is that Jawhead. Sana needs to do something about this. He needs to have more damage items, but we're looking at not able to finish it on time because the Lord is marching in with the rest of Geek Fam. This is a huge wave we're talking about. Every lane being pushed in here. Resurgence is actually desperate to take this one out because they are really kind of suffocated with so much minion pushing into every side of lanes possible.
My goodness here, because right now the Lord immediately gets bursted down. You saw the damage coming from LY4, just cleans out the Lord very efficiently here. And Geek once again, they're trying to go for the setup here. You can see Tyrant's Rage is available. Zor trying to go for the perfect setup here. Turrets are going down eventually here. Big minions are there. KZP with the RKO, pulls one, pulls two. In some trouble. Dominus here, getting focused down, but he's still alive somehow. Here comes the bully. The Wolf is small, big Wolf out the blazing wet. Doesn't do much here, but at the same time, Art is struggling his best here to try and clean out the house. Tier 3 are down for the count, but Zon with a big slam right there. Art, they have to disengage. Fix is on the side. They're going to be focusing on the crystals instead. He's not going to be joining that fight, but KPP, they are going to be struggling right here. Art gets taken out, does have the immortal. They're just focusing on the crystal, but loses his life in the process here. And Fix gonna be backing off right now here. They're getting desperate here from King Sam or Zoro back. He needs to disengage, and RSG goes in for a return. Here comes Susana going for the dive, but they can't finish off this Carmilla. And Geek once again objective here, almost cleaning out the game, takes out all the outer turrets, but the crystal still stands once again for Resurgence.
Every single time Geek want to finish things off, KZP just turns the table around. You see how he landed that Fatal Links on point there, catching Dominus in between, and there's no way they can have a set on the side of Geek if Dominus caught up in between. Also Zone and also Zoravec at that point, and they got caught up in between us, and Fix was really close to getting caught as well. So KZP, it's all down to his shoulders here, and he has to bear the responsibility to get the things done for the team. He needs to turn things over for the side of Resurgence, and the only thing that he can do that is landing that Fatal Links on point, and it's not easy to have that done 2 times in a row for his side. Almost finished the game. Geek we can see how they just try to force it out of Resurgence, but denied again by KZP. Landed the ultimate right smack underneath that tower just now.
Well, it's not over yet here because LY4 just got his brand new item here, switching his jungle item into a wind talker right now. But at the same time, it's not over here. LY4 trying to burst down Zon. Zon is already half HP. They're going for the dive as well. RSG going for back, but the RKO from KZP pulls still takes one down here. Art half HP. LY4 dropping low enough. They need to finish him off or Zoro back. They're trying to finish over. LY4 still somehow survive. Here comes the stun from Atlas. KZP with the save, and now Geek they will lose another, and they will lose 4. Fix is down for the count, and RSG makes a comeback. Dominus 1 HP. He's gonna go down as well, and it's gonna be a team wipe. And Resurgence, they're doing it. It's gonna be a comeback too. My goodness, how?
That's just KZP doing his job, and the rest of the team, look at how they got in LY4 all the way, and the rest of Odds and Fix try to chase him out, but it's almost impossible. And this might be just Resurgence winning the second game. You made a big epic comeback, and that's Geek have to swallow everything, salt, rune, just every medicine and poison being thrown by Resurgence. They're swallowing it in,